Good morning. The dogs are hunting. Today we are going to completely plant greenhouse number 2. Okay, so greenhouse number 2 is completely planted for the fall. Yay and yay. All right, I'm gonna turn the fans off so you can hear. Maybe. Okay, so here we go. I have one cantaloupe plant left that is just holding out to the very end. I actually have already co-planted some cucumbers, and that's some radishes coming up. I'm guessing they don't hate each other. We'll see. So this is more cucumbers and radishes. The rest of that line is going to be the same thing, cucumbers and radishes, all the way down. Cucumbers and radishes. Very fancy. In these pots are potatoes. That is the last of the 25 cents a pound potatoes that I bought at Twin Cities Produce and planted. I'm gonna leave these 3 pepper plants here probably, and there is one lone pepper plant over there, mostly because I don't care. This section will be left open in case I have planted too much stuff and something is crowded somewhere. I know that I've got several that I pulled for tomato plants. I pulled the suckers off and then they're propagating in the window. We'll see what happens. Okay, here's the fun part. All the seeds. Okay, so I planted watermelon here on this trellis. Would I do it again? No. Am I glad I learned some things? Yes. I wouldn't do it again. I ended up buying bags because the weight of the fruit would not be supported by the weight of the vine. The way that they're growing, because they're designed to grow outside, you know, horizontally, not vertically. Whatever, I do what I want. So because I'm fixing to pull these, I've got 4 watermelons that are almost ready. I'm gonna pull these plants as soon as I harvest those. I have already planted some black, is that right? Yeah. Black Krim tomatoes. These are botanical interest, and they are starting to come up. So that's awesome. They are a pole tomato variety, so they'll probably be 6 foot or so, similar to cherries. This is my workstation. Beets, we'll get to that in a minute. So, oh, I'll have to have these all too. I'm very organized, okay. So these here are all yellow beans, and I don't have the packet for them. Just trust me, they're yellow, like long beans, but yellow. Eureka is what they're called, and they're from Botanical Interest. The next section here is, this is more zucchini, and I co-planted zucchini with radishes. Some old timer told me that radishes will help keep squash bugs away, and because I loathe squash bugs, like, I'll pretty much do anything to make them non-existent. All right, so we'll go on to this section, which is shelling peas. So I think there are there's 27, Riley's chasing a bee. There's 27 pots here of shelling peas. That's what these are. So progress number 9, shelling peas from Botanical Interest. I think, so the seed spacing on those is 2 inches. They're 58 days to maturity, so they'll be here before Halloween, which is awesome. I might try to plant something else after Halloween because the winter here may or may not be mild. We don't know. We do what we want here. So 27 pots of those. There's probably 60, 80 plants in here maybe, because they're small. They are, they'll grow like 18 inches and they don't require staking, which is super fun. This is my snow peas. So the 2 sections with the trellis are these snow peas. I don't know, something sugar snow pod from Botanical Interest. They're frost tolerant, 60 days to maturity, which is great. That'll put them here right around Halloween. So 7, 8, 9. There's probably 20 pots, 18 or 20 pots. I think they've got 6 seeds a piece because they can be sown pretty close together. Hopefully that yields quite a bit. Listen, this is some serious engineering, okay? I'm pretty proud of myself. Down here are Kalima beans. I don't know how you say it actually, but there's 21 pots of Kalima beans. I think there's 3 beans in each, so that's however many plants that is. Math is hard sometimes. So Kalima beans. These are Baker Creek heirloom seeds. They're another great seed company. You can buy seed from anywhere. I have had luck with most things I've planted, but I will say that between Botanical Interest and Baker Creek, they seem to germinate at the highest ratio. So under adverse conditions, or maybe I don't follow the directions, or I mean, I know you're shocked, or something like that, they still pretty much germinate pretty well. I'm happy with them. These 5 right here are what's left of my yellow squash plants. Between the squash bugs and the heat and all that stuff, and just being a novice grower, no idea. I trimmed them up pretty good, thinking that the less places the bugs had to hide, the better, and I'm sure that worked. They're fine. I'm only leaving them here for the pollinators. The bees really like them. That's it. They're not producing anymore. I did replant some here, and I co-planted radishes again because I want them to be successful generally. We'll see. Worst case, I have radishes. I mean, I like radishes. Okay, the next 8, 9 pots are beets. These are Detroit dark red beets from Botanical Interest. I've got those also growing in number 1, but I had these pots left over that I did not have allocated for anything else, and I was like, you know what? Beets it is. I have a couple of people that have kind of come out and said, hey, we didn't know anybody around here grew beets, so I'm your huckleberry. Down here are jade beans. So jade beans look like this. They're basically like a green bean. This is Baker Creek also. I planted 6 pots of these in number 1, and because I don't like leaving stuff, if I'm gonna plant, I'm gonna plant. So like, I'm not here to make 2 or 3 pots and go home. I am here to produce as much as possible. All of this is an experiment. If I end up with a ridiculous amount of green beans, then I will eat green beans for the rest of my life. But I like green beans, and I use them a lot in a lot of different things. Quinoa, hamburger meat, and green beans, vegetable soup, beef soup, any kind of thing like that. I like them just by themselves or eating them as a snack. So there's probably, I don't know, 35 or 40 pots of those. Good times. Good times. These are Kalima, more of the Kalima beans that I showed you. I dumped the packet in a cup of water to soak them, and by the time I sowed this table here with 21 of them, I still had some left. Well, you can't just, like, I'm not gonna try to dehydrate them and save them. I'm gonna plant them. So there's another 18 or 20 tubs of those. Down here at the back, there's 8 that I've left empty because I've got something planned for those. I'm just not planting them today. They're not ready. They're propagating right now in the window. So that is the tour of number 2. I am so grateful that it's done. It's finally hot out here again. This morning was pretty nice. And with the fans going, it's not awful, but you can see she's 52 feet long and 26 foot wide. It's a lot. I hope that this blesses your heart. And if it doesn't, I hope that you find something that does. See you soon.